What's up,
Good, bro.
This guy's all over the place, man.
Man, I'm everywhere, man. I'm everywhere. They never there. You heard me?
Sheesh. It was like Trap. I'm like, nah, Trap in Clubhouse. I just left him in Clubhouse.
Nah, man. You know, I be moving, man. I'm always about getting the information, man. You know what I'm saying? So they be having some real dope conversations and that shit. So, you know, I just be all about learning. You know what I'm saying? I'm always about, you know, always been a student of the game, man. You already know that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was good, though, man. I'm proud of you, man, for sure. You know, we kind of started at the same time in the same avenue, you know, without even knowing it. You know what I'm saying? Like how you say y'all been 2 years in. I'm just like 2 years in for sure. And just to see y'all grow, not only that, though, but to be able to say I'm learning from y'all. We learn from each other. You know what I'm saying? We give each other ideas. To see y'all pushing. Then, you know, to see y'all growing into other avenues, man, that's just amazing to see. I think I just texted you not too long ago, and I said, finance. We was listening to. Oh, I had sent y'all a picture of the artist that just got killed, and you know, we was just having a conversation about, you know, the other dudes. Shout out to those dudes and their families, and I said, man, the culture need us, bro. You know what I'm saying? Me, you, everybody have a instrumental role in how we progress forward as a culture. You know what I'm saying? And what happens is, I know, like for me, I know that there's a lot of people who my language is made and designed for. You know what I'm saying? And I know that that language touches so many people and it resonates with so many people. And so even myself, like I was talking to my team, like I'm gonna show you something right quick, bro. Just to be transparent and shit with you, bro. Literally, I put a whiteboard up. This everything. This me. You feel me? Like literally sat down, bro. Oh, I don't want to show that. So I literally sat down and like the last couple of days, man, just sat down and like mapped out like what I want to do, how I want to take the business to the next level, how I want to get the message out, the people that I want to affect. How do I double down on the people that I know needs to hear my voice? You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, it's important, you know, even with y'all saying we about to start the EYL network, that's understanding how much influence y'all have, right? That's understanding, yo, like, okay, we talk sports and this, but, you know, we had the conversation. I was like, yo, like a woman? You know what I'm saying? And we was like, yeah, because we know women need to hear it. You know what I'm saying? And so we know we need a voice. So for y'all, you know, it's like, I don't want to say death row. So I'm going to say like no limit. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all have the vehicle for so many people who have voices. And I know you, I know Troy, I know the whole squad. So I know the people that y'all do bring in under the network, they're gonna be people who you know, who y'all know can, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Neil, man. It's gonna be people who y'all know that can bring, you know what I'm saying? It's not just anybody, oh, I got a podcast. It's gonna be a certain type of people, a certain type of energy that y'all gonna bring forth. So I'm excited to see that, man, because you know, this is what, you know, every era had something. Whether it was, you know, our people were protesting, whether it was fighting for the right to vote, every era had something. But no era ever had the capital to take them to the next level. And I think what happens with y'all and with myself, we are now teaching people how to get the capital to now make the change. Because, I mean, I heard a lot of people feeling before when I said this, and I said, man, nobody don't care what the broke person at the table got to say. You know what I'm saying? And I mean that from a cultural standpoint, like the Black culture is rich and wealthy in consumerism. But when we want to sit down and say, this is what we want to do, like how much money y'all got, fam?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, y'all represent $2.2 trillion, but that's consumerism.
Yeah.
How much do y'all have toward moving? Okay, so now you say, okay, we got $2.2 trillion, and now we lobbying our vote. Now your vote means something. You want the Black vote? You want the brown vote? This is how much money, what you gonna do for us? And now when we bring ourselves to a position with money, now you got a whole, now you really got a voice. You know what I'm saying? So the financial literacy podcast, what y'all bringing to the table, what I'm bringing, I think that's what puts us in a situation now, because now we can say, yo, we not the number one consumers no more. We the number one investors. We represent 2.2 trillion in capital, not money.
Now, that's a fact. And I think, shout out to Ian, shout out to my brother Neo on the check-in.
For
and
sure.
It's real what you're saying. Is like, I remember Ian said that on Market Mondays a few weeks ago. He said it a few times. He was like, you know, take a survey of your family, your friends, or whatever. Like, say you need, call them and say, I need $5,000 today, or I'm gonna get killed. And they're gonna say, I'm gonna pray for you.
I'm gonna pray for you.
I'm gonna pray for you. That's it. Because the problem is that, and not to like disrespect prayer, but the reason why they're gonna pray for you is they don't have it.
Yep.
It's nothing you can do. Like, if you don't have it, you don't have it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I relate that to like, okay, I got $5,000. I want to buy this truck, or I need $5,000 to buy this house. They just gonna be like, nah.
That's it.
No,
let's come together for $5,000 to get a piece of property. They're gonna be like, catch me when I get my taxes. You know what I'm saying? So it's us saying we all done been victims. You know, I posted something today and I said tradition is peer pressure by dead people. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. Say that again. Say that again. Say that again.
Tradition is peer pressure from dead people. You know what I'm saying? And it's nothing against the people that came before us, but the tradition that we've fallen into is shit that we done got from people that left before us. They didn't have access to the knowledge. Let me tell y'all a quick story that I read a while back, man. It's right quick. It said that for Thanksgiving, for Christmas time, a great-grandchild asked her mother, a grandchild asked her mother, a daughter asked her mother, Mom, why do you cut the ends off the ham when you put it in the oven? And her mama said, man, your grandmother taught me that. So the granddaughter went to the grandmother and said, Grandma, like, why do you cut the ends off of the ham? Why do my mama cut the ends off of the ham when she puts it in the oven? The grandmother said, my mother taught me that. Let's go ask her. She over here. So she went to the great grandmother and said, great grandmother, why do you cut the ends off of that? Why did my mama cut the ends off of the ham when she put it in the oven? She said, oh, because we didn't have the ham was too big for the pans we had. So we had to cut the ham off to get it in the pan. And so now we done follow the whole tradition where they done wasted that. You feel what I'm saying? Not knowing how that came about, and you just following that tradition. So what happens is now, I can't get into debt. What? Like, it's a such thing as good debt. I shouldn't have credit cards. Learn how to leverage credit. It's just a house is an asset. Well, when does it become an asset? Like, learn that it's not an asset until certain things happen. You feel what I'm saying? So I think what happens is for us, that's what's so important about the time we in right now. Again, and what y'all doing as being the front runners, bro. Like, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all the front runners. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we all come together to push the culture one way. You know what I'm saying? And once we understand the importance of the financial literacy, that's our only hope, man. You know what I'm saying? That's our only hope. Once we understand knowledge, how to play that money, how to work that money, how to leverage that money, how to leverage these banks, how to leverage the stock market, how to leverage credit, we become real dangerous right there. We not dangerous because we can shoot guns, yo. You know what I'm saying? We talked about our group chat.
We talked about in the group chat, and it's a powerful group chat. And it's like, one of these days, man, I pray. I said, like, this music is affecting a lot of people, bro. Mm-hmm. Even myself, like, I had to really check myself. Nobody is above reproach. I had to check myself because I was like, you watch a YouTube video, then I'm watching another YouTube video, and I'm like, this rapper has beef with that rapper, and I'm like researching, and I'm like, yo, I just spent an hour researching some gang beef in the Midwest. Like, why did I just spend an hour out of my day doing that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what value did that add to my life? So it's like, it's real, because it's like you're listening to this music a lot, and it's conditioning you without you actually really noticing it. And it's like, I told you, like I had this conversation with my barber. I don't feel no other culture has the same pressures that we face. It's like a sand trap. Like, this whole street thing is like a sand trap, where it's like a vortex. It like sucks you in. The street culture has just been glorified for so long, and it's like, it's just crazy. Like, we glorify poverty, we glorify violence, we glorify spending money, And I pray that these artists, these young artists, really realize the power in their voice. Because like I said, even for me, like, you know what I'm saying, like, not to say that hip hop is going to ruin my life, but I have to detox myself from rap. And I love rap. I love rap with a passion. But it's like these influences that you putting in, you're not really even realizing what you're actually doing. Like, I was in Manhattan yesterday. I was at dinner, and I'm sitting next to this table, and it was like all white people. This white guy, I kid you not, it was like the craziest thing, because I'm ear hustling. I'm at dinner, but I'm ear hustling. So the dude probably like in his 20s, like mid 20s, and he's talking to some other people. He's like, he literally said this. He said, I don't spend no money. He said, I pay my rent, groceries, every single dollar that I get after that goes to the stock market. He said, I don't spend no money. Then they start talking about stocks. He started talking about ETFs. He said, every single discretionary dollar that I have goes to the stock market. But that conversation was normal. Like, I'm listening to that conversation, and they just randomly talking. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we have to get normalized like that, and we have to understand that for him to say that, right? And then I'm listening to another podcast, and I'm hearing a rapper, and he was saying the first $100,000 that he got in life, the first $100,000 that he got in life, he gave his mom $10,000. He went to the jewelry store with the rest, and he was broke again. And then another rapper was saying how he had a $400,000 tab at Gucci. So I'm like, how do you have a $400,000 tab at Gucci? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, we gotta realize that this game is being played, and we're pawns on the chessboard. Like, we're pawns on the chessboard just being moved around. So, you know, the awakening and actually realizing financial literacy is life or death, man. Like you know, we've had these conversations plenty of times where there's plenty of people doing, you know, jail time for making decisions that it wasn't really even that much money in the grand scheme of things. Like, you could have made that money in wholesaling real estate or vending machines.
Check this out, yo. Like, here's a real life fact about myself. And, you know, I've said it, like, when the people kick, you know, we had a conversation again, and we was like, Trap, like, I think Matt said, he was like, Matt was like, man, look at Trap. And both of us were like, yo, that's like, it's one of me for every 10,000 people in the streets. And I don't mean it as to glorify the street. It's saying, like, hard to get out of there. And we had the conversation. And because you become impregnated with an idea, you know what I'm saying, of what you're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? You get impregnated with the idea of, you know, I gotta have this jewelry, right? And I gotta have, you know, these guns, and I gotta talk about killing it, and I ain't never, you know, did none of that. And cause they have it's pressure, right? And I remember something you just said, like, the money not worth it. Bro, like, I remember this, literally, this is one of the things that made me get out the street, real talk. I remember me and my partner was supposed to go hit this lick. And I remember, like, me being a guy, like, after I had got found out guilty, I was broke, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn, that shit cost me like $60,000. Like, that shit, it broke me. Like, real talk, it broke me. And I was like, damn. So I started, you know, just hitting licks and shit. And I remember we were supposed to go hit this lick for like $80,000. And I remember when we get in the lick, you know, things ain't go right. We wound up getting like $8,000. And I remember telling myself, after we split the $8,000 between me and 3 people, I'm like, bro, I couldn't even pay for a lawyer if I would have got caught with this. Because I'm already broke. You feel what I'm saying? I'm already broke. And if I get caught for this, yo, I don't even got money to pay for a lawyer. And that was one of the main that made me say, man, this ain't worth it for me. You know what I'm saying? It's time for me to bow gracefully. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I did, it is what it is. And so what happens in this game is people often think once I get the money, then I'm gonna learn how to become financially literate. But if you don't know how to invest $100, if you don't know how to invest 100, you can't invest 10,000. If you can't invest 100, you can't invest $1 million. You feel what I'm saying? Because what's gonna happen is you don't understand. And we done had this conversation about how easy it is. So I'm gonna tell y'all a conversation me and Rashad and them had one time. And I said, bro, what's your number? My bro was like, man, 10 million is the number. And I was like, yeah, 10 million is a good number. And both of us did the same thing at the same time. Because you can blow $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can blow $1 million without even thinking about it. And so, because I'm gonna tell you why you can blow $1 million without thinking about it. because the value of the dollar continuously decreases as the price of everything goes up. You feel it? I want y'all to understand.
You know what? I'm trapped. I want you to finish that. But you know what's real though? You know what's real? This is really real.
Talk about it, bro.
Growing up, we think, well, at least me, I thought $100,000 was a lot of money, like 6 figures. Like you hear you come from working class environment, 6 figures. It's like go to school, you can make 6 figures. You know when you realize 100,000 is not a lot? When you make 100,000. So the next thing is to become a millionaire. That's like the next thing, a millionaire. You know when you realize $1 million isn't a lot? When you make $1 million.
You make $1 million.
And your life and nothing changes. That's a fact.
No, that's a fact.
No, it's a fact. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like you think your whole life $1 million is ill. Like $1 million is like you like Scrooge McDuck. And you make $1 million and it's like a couple of purchases.
And it's gone.
It's done.
It's gone. And so something, damn. So often people get mad at wealthy people. I've heard people say this all the time. They got enough money. What they're trying to get more money for? You feel what I'm saying? And in my mind, I never understood that because here's how I look at it. Like, why not get the money if they keep printing it every day? And the problem is this: you so accustomed to having the mindset where you have a scarcity mindset. Like you don't understand. Like I'm not gonna lie, yo. Like once I seen 100 legally, I was like, oh, this crazy. Like I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like you start setting up. That's why I just showed y'all that whiteboard. Like the goal is for me, cause me and my bros them sat down. I was like, what's the number? What's the retire? Like what's the number we can really say, yo, we done our family for real? And 10 million was the number. Now here's the thing. To a small mind, 10 million may be like, man. But to us, the 10 million is just the beginning. It don't stop there. Because here's what happened. You're going to be dead longer than you alive. So I'm going to ask you this question. What happens when you're gone? Your family still need money. Your legacy still got to go on. That 10 million going to be here for a minute, but it ain't going to be here forever if you don't pass down the knowledge on how to turn that 10 into 20. How to turn that 20 into 40, how to turn that 40 into 80. I want you to ask yourself a question, yo. How many wealthy families that you know by name and you don't know how they got the money? You just know their name is associated with wealth. You just know their name because they turned their last name to an asset. When you think about the Bush, you're like, damn, the Bushes, the Clinton, like them people been had money. JP Morgan, them names are assets, right? And you got to do your research to start learning how that name became an asset. But the thing about those names is this. They never stop making money. They never stop making money. So they learned how to invest their money. They learned about how to become financially literate. They learned the rules to the game. We don't know the rules to the game, so you're going to always be a pawn. The objective of the game is to get the pawn to the other side of the board so the pawn can then be whatever you want it to be, yo, for real. Learn how to play the game, man.
That's a fact. That's a fact, man. And, man, the incomparable Wallstreet Trapper, man.
I know you, man. I know you got some people you want to talk to. I just wanted to tell you, man, you know, as always, I appreciate you being my brother. I appreciate the whole squad, man. Mike, Ian, everybody, man. You know, however I'm bringing value to the team is always put our egos to the side. How can we push the culture forward in our way, man? So I just want to tell you, man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate the squad, man. Keep doing that shit. I'm right here. I'm a phone call away. You already know, bro.
Nah, I appreciate you, man. I wanted to ask you one last question before you hopped off. So can you tell the people like some business game, like how important is it to diversify and to grow laterally? Because it's like, you know, that we was just talking about like before you jumped on as far as Earn Your Leisure. I feel like they've watched us grow, and the same thing with you. So even with you, it's like you got Trappers Anonymous, you got the merch, you know what I'm saying, you got the educational portal, now you got your YouTube. And it's like a lot of times I feel like with just people in general, they get complacent with one thing. Mm-hmm. But you can never stop. It never stops. Like you always gotta, because the problem with just one source of income is that it's too close to none.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what's your thoughts on that? And like what's your vision to grow your brand in 2021?
Yeah. So first, I think what happens is you got to start connecting with people, right? You got to start connecting with people. So one of my biggest things was I come from the street, like, so even in the streets, like one of my most important lessons in the street was always this: I had to connect with different hustlers in different areas so I can move product everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And if I wasn't able to move product everywhere, then I was stuck in one hood. And if I'm stuck in one hood, then I'm limiting my money. So I used to go to different hoods, like connect with people, like give dudes in other hoods, like big deals. You know what I'm saying? So now I can come in another gangster hood and be all right. You know what I'm saying? They may have a couple people like on some ill shit, but because I'm cool with this gangster right here and he official in his hood, I'm good. It ain't, it wasn't like I was playing on another person's realness, but it was saying, this how I gotta grow my business. Like I gotta hook up with at least 8 or 7 other dudes who holding it down in their hood so I can serve over there. So I use my business the same way. Like I'm like, all right, cool. Let me be able to, all right, boom. Let me build this relationship with Earn Your Leisure out of straight value. And we built a great relationship. All right, cool. Let me build this relationship with this dude over here. A genuine relationship where I can bring value. Cool. Let me build this relationship with this dude over here so I can bring value. Cool. So now if I can bring value to other people and they got platforms as well. And here's the thing. I was on little platforms and big platforms. You feel what I'm saying? Like you had 10,000 followers. I'm hollering at you. Look, let's build. Even if I had more followers than you. Because this is what I realized on, especially with the social media, even with me having 300 and something thousand followers, that's still a drop in the ocean. So the dude who got 10,000 followers or the queen who got 10,000 followers, only 1% of their following may know me. So I got to build that relationship so now I can be in that. So now I just built that. So one of the things I want to say is in building your brand and building something, like network as much as you can, bring value to as many people as you can. You know what I'm saying? Bring an immense amount of value. Don't be ashamed to give it away, because what you give away and building the relationship gonna come back to you tenfold if it's authentic and raw. So that's a major thing for me. Another thing as far as my vision for moving forward. So with my brand was, for me, it was okay. I wanted to be on every platform, but now I structure my trapper unit. So I realize who my audience and who my voice is. So now I've structured it like a real university, right? So the goal now to have like Trappers Anonymous, like I'm really, and that's what the whiteboard was about. So I have like a freshman bundle I'm putting together, and then it's a sophomore bundle that I'm putting together, and then it's a junior bundle that I'm putting together, and then the senior bundle will actually be a mentorship. So going into 2021, I'm gonna actually build a mentorship, so I now have one-on-one with people. Then after that, I'm writing my book this year. So 2021, I'm gonna write my book. You know what I'm saying? And I think what that does
I gotta ghostwrite that, man. Chapter, at least a chapter.
We already put that down. You heard me? So, and I think the book is important for me to take my brand to another level, because now I cross over from being, and there's nothing wrong with it, but I cross over from just being a person who, sell courses online to now get into really impacting people with the story. You know what I'm saying? So that's something real important for me. And then turning my brand, Trapper Apparel Inc., into a real business, like a brand, like a Fubu brand or something like that. So it's just now opening it up and then opening my portfolio up. I told you I had Linden on the truck already. So I have 2 Linden trucks I'm on right now. And then just getting into more, I won't start playing Monopoly. I just want to go in the hood and just buy a bunch of properties. Me and you talked about, man, let's try to buy an apartment complex and put that together, but also giving back more of myself to the community. I won't get into prisons. I won't get into juvenile facilities. So that's my goal, because there's only one Wall Street Trapper. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody can, we all got our thing. We all, have a lane. I feel like me getting back into the mud, into the trenches is what I'm most useful at. So 2021, the book, more investments, and then getting back to like really getting into the trenches, jails, youth homes, things like that, man. So that's what I want to do going this year, man.
Yeah, man, that's powerful, man. I'm looking forward to seeing the growth, man. That's what it's about, man. It's about each one teach one, and it's about friendly competition, and it's about positive peer pressure. That's one thing that Dave Shan dropped a lot of gems on our podcast. That's one of the good things about having a podcast. It's a great networking tool, and it's kind of like that book. what was it? Dale Carnegie, I think, wrote the book, or it's one of these books.
How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Yeah, but it was another one where he interviewed like all the successful people.
Think and Grow Rich.
Think and Grow Rich. Who wrote that book? Dale Carnegie?
Well, no, it's written by
Napoleon Hill.
Napoleon Hill, but he got the game from Dale Carnegie.
Yeah. So you know what? Shout out to Maurice Claret. Maurice Claret, Hall of I think he's Ohio Hall of Fame. Like,
Ohio, man, come on, man.
Ohio State.
Ohio
State legend. Ohio State Buckeye legend. So he's a big supporter. That's my guy. Shout out to Maurice. So when I met him, he told me, he's like, yo, I'm jealous of you. I've been jealous of you for a while. And I'm like, well, why are you jealous? He's like, yo, you know, Napoleon Hill, when he wrote that book, and he said it took him 40 years to compile that information. He said, you doing all this in 12 months. Look at all the people that you tapped in with. Every single week, you get a master class. He's like, we get a master class looking at it, but look at all the information you getting behind the scenes, and you got these people's phone numbers, and I'm like, yo, you know what? You're right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is, it's actually a great networking tool. It's a great learning experience for me. So I say that to say, when Dave Shands came on our podcast, and he said a lot of valuable things, but one of the things that he said was, he said, you know, success by association. Mm-hmm. We always hear about guilt, like guilty by association. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you with the wrong people and you with 5 dudes and they stick up a store and you with them, you guilty just being by associated. But the opposite is that you can be successful by association. I was telling one of my young boys just the other day, you can make $1 million on the humble by accident. You could be a millionaire
100%. 100%.
By accident. Stumbling. If you just with the right people and you just add value, it's just a matter of when. It's just a matter of when, by accident. And another thing that he said was positive peer pressure. And I think that's something that, you know, all of us have. Is like, we all competitive. So it's like, I'm not just going to just sit and watch Trap take his thing to the next level. Like, we going to take our, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's positive peer pressure. It's competition. It's like the league. Like, you know what I'm saying? LeBron and KD, they might be friends, but they still competing with each other. Nobody wants to be second place. You know what I'm saying?
That's a real, like, I remember, I'm going to be real. I remember when the quarantine first happened, and this is why you got to change it. You got to change the people you're around. I say this all the time. You got to filter your Instagram, and you got to filter your life, right? Because if the people around you not motivating you to go forward, then you're around the wrong people, right? And if y'all done celebrated, y'all done went out, y'all done popped bottles, y'all done bought bags, y'all done went on vacation together, y'all done did all that, and y'all ain't built a business together, y'all ain't put a business plan together, y'all ain't invested together, y'all ain't thought about how y'all can build something and make an investment together, then that's the wrong type of friends to have around you, right? So I remember when the quarantine had first hit, and I remember, y'all, you called me, and you was like, Trap, you putting out a lot of good content. It's time to double down on YouTube because people need to see you. And I was like, yeah, man, I'm going to double down. But I was still, like, building the gram up. I was still, like, you know, he was like, all right. And then I remember I watched y'all, like, double down on the YouTube content. And I said, damn, that shit doubling. I remember immediately I called my video editor. I said, I give him a game plan. I said, yo, I'm about to do this. We're going to take this. We're going to break it down right here. We're going to break it down right here. We're going to repurpose it over here. Content. And then I'm like, all right, cool. So then we doubling down. And then y'all hit 100. I was like, shit. I'm like, man, I got to pump some more. So I called him back. I'm like, look, this is the next thing I'm about to do, yo. Like, and it's because I want to see my guys win, but I also want to win. And it's not me, but as long as I know my guy's still applying pressure, I can never get comfortable where I'm at. Because for every door y'all break down, it's saying, yo, it's possible. You feel what I'm saying? And that's how I look at it. Like, every time I see my guys interview somebody else, I'm like, yeah. Even when I see people talking about stocks, I'm like, okay, we got to learn more so we can break more information down. So for me, it's always about being able to break the information down in a way that people can digest it. So every time, Ian always tell me, dog, every time I hear you talk, Trap, that shit make me go back hard. But for me, every time I hear Ian, like, I be mad. For me, I'm mad that I can't make slides. Right? Ian be killing. I'm like, damn, Ian be killing. You know what I'm saying? Like, God damn, like Ian be having a whole, damn, that just ain't my thing. Like, I like to have the energy. So I'm like, all right, well, I gotta give more energy. So I gotta just like bring my Pyrex dishes out. I gotta, go more in depth. I gotta teach more because that's what Ian good at. So Ian good at putting the slides together. I'm not gonna try to mimic that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back in my bag. So now I want Trapping Tuesdays to still be popping hard like Market Mondays. You know what I'm saying? And it's not it's not saying I won't be better than them. It's like, that's my guys. Oh, they went to the finals? Oh, no. They got to see me in the finals next year. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Oh, damn, they just dropped 50? I got to go drop 80. You know what I'm saying? So it's you got to have people like that to where it's always a competition, but it's always cool. Like, oh, y'all made 100? Nice. Y'all just hit 200 subscribers? Let me repost that right quick. My dog done hit 200 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? My dog them. Every Monday, I'm posting Market Mondays, and I'm tagging all 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? Every Monday, it's not a Monday I'm going to miss. Y'all put up something y'all about to host, I'm putting that up there. So I'm going to treat this a bar. I'm going to treat my partner's business, I'm going to treat my brother's business like it's mine. I'm going to treat their business. I'm going to
Rick Ross say that. That's a fact.
Yeah, I'm going to treat them like mine. Because when they win, I win. Because we might be in different lanes, but we running the same race. I'm on another part of they gotta hand me the baton. Hit trap, you next. You know what I'm saying? Every time I do a Trapping Tuesdays, I see that post from Ian, I see that post from you, I see that post from Jamal. We pushing it the same way, man. So, man, I just want to see us win, man. And I know how far. I know we just scratching the surface, and we all got something that's so unique that the culture need, man, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's something that, and especially like I said, David shared another thing that he said is like, when you're in a room with like everybody that's doing bad, right? It's very hard to be the one person to do good in a bad environment. It's hard. Like if you're around people and every single person is smoking, drinking, it's hard to be the one person that's sober. But the opposite is that it's hard to be the one person doing bad in a room full of good. So if you're in a room full of church ladies, and if you got any level of common sense, you're not just going to be cursing, and you're going to conduct yourself a certain way because you're going to feel out of place. You're going to feel out of place doing bad in a room full of good people. Just like you feel out of place doing good in a room full of people that are doing bad things, right? Mm-hmm. I say that to say, a lot of time people are self-sabotaging their success because of the people that they're around. It's hard to be successful when everybody around you is doing bad. So what happens a lot of times is that you subconsciously or consciously self-sabotage your success to dim your light, because nobody wants to be the only. If you're a decent person, you feel extremely uncomfortable riding through a poor neighborhood in a Lamborghini. Right? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's not comfortable. It's not comfortable. Like, you don't want to be in a projects with a fur coat on. It's not comfortable. But if you're in Beverly Hills, you feel comfortable, right? So I say that to say, it's like sometimes you have to separate. The people might not be at their mindset might not be conducive to your growth, and sometimes you might have to outgrow somebody in a certain moment of time until they can catch up, because you constantly put in the group chat, I'm doing this, doing that, and everybody else they're gonna discourage you. Like, stocks? What you keep talking about stocks for? Psychologically, you're going like, now let me stop talking about this because this doesn't fit. Let me talk about love and hip hop because this is something that is more comfortable. I see that happen all the time. So that's something to really think about as well, is you got to take an inventory of your circle. And if your circle isn't on the same type of time that you on, or isn't pushing you the same way that you should be pushed, it's time to find a new circle. No,
that's listen. That is so imperative to where you're trying to go at. So check this out. Like, and it's a saying, if you're around 5 millionaires, by default, you become the sixth one. By default. Because what happens is they start having different conversations. You can't go into, you can't come into our group chat talking about, yeah, man, your girl don't love hip hop. I'm going to look at you like, I might text you personally like, Rashad, who is this guy? How he got here? You know what I'm saying? Like, what, dog? Every now and then we might throw a sports topic in the group. We'll talk about politics. we literally talked about how Trump and Biden was going to affect. We in a group chat having that political talk. You know what I'm saying? We in a group chat talking about business, the market, all of that. What happens is now you look for value. Every time you find something of value, you throw that in a group chat. You know what I'm saying? Every time you find a gem, they ain't got this right here yet. You know what I'm saying? And so now those ideas become, damn, like I see they on it. So now you start understanding I can't have this conversation right here. And then what happens now on the back end is those other conversations become frivolous. You don't even want to have them no more because you so used to having these conversations that are conducive to you succeeding. These conversations start now making things possible. Like you start saying like, damn, like I could have $10,000 in the stock market. Damn, Trap just said he bought 100 shares. Damn, Rashad just got a truck. Damn, this got an apartment complex. Damn, they just did this. And I wasn't even, now you start looking at your oil circle like, you try to throw a topic in there and nobody don't want no parts of it?
Yeah, dead.
All right. Go ahead no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's, that's why one of the things important for people to do is this. Go on your Instagram. Look at everybody that you following. If you can't go on this is how I manage my Instagram. If I get on my gram and I see you live and I can't tap on that and learn something, it's an unfollow for me. It's a no follow. If I can't see, I don't mind you posting a joke here and there. That's 100% cool. But if 90% of your content isn't something I can learn from and put in one of these tablets, that's a no-go for me. Because what happens is we've been entertained for so long. At what point do we say, I got to start getting educated? Because the education and the information is the fertilizer. The lack of it is what keeps you where you at. You weeds. A weed gonna grow anywhere. A weed gonna grow in the concrete. A weed gonna grow anywhere, right? So now a weed bull crap gonna be inside anywhere. How do you say, let me get this out of the way and focus on what's gonna help me grow? What's gonna help nurture me? Because at 38, I remember we had this conversation. I said, man, it took me 36 years to get here, man. You know what I'm saying? It took me 36 years to get here. I ain't going back. Right? I ain't going back.
That's a fact.
36 years to get here. I don't got nothing to prove to nobody. The only person I got to prove something now to is my daughter, to prove that she can be great. We got something to prove to our family members that we can change we can change our last name. You got a son, man. That's what we proving shit to. We ain't proving nothing to nobody else. It took me 38 years to get here. You know how much filtering I had to do to realize, oh, this is where I need to be at? What we going backwards for? So if you've been watching Market Mondays since the beginning of the pandemic, Trapping Tuesday since the pandemic, and you not invested in stocks and stuff, you doing yourself, in Rashad's words, you doing yourself a tremendous disservice. There's no use of getting the information if you're not gonna use it. Right? Get in the game. You gotta take the shot. You taking the information, you writing the information down, you spending an hour and a half on Market Mondays every Monday, you spending an hour and a half on Trapping Tuesdays, you took the course, it's time to build. If the people around you, I even told people this, bro, it's real shit. I said, you can't afford the course, team up with somebody and buy it. Now both of y'all got it. Team up with somebody and buy it. Watch Trapping Tuesdays. Watch Market Mondays. Join Earn Your Leisure. Join it. You can't afford it by yourself, you and you buy it together. Like, stop coming up with excuses. You're going to do one or two things, yo. You're going to come up with results, or you can come up with a plan, or you're going to come up with excuses. If you're an excuse maker, I ain't the person for you. Because I'm all about action. I ain't never found excuses, yo. My mama tell me that. She be like, bro, like, you don't get people. I'm like, man, look, I got it out the mud, yo. Like, you know what I'm out of. It's either I do it or I do it. There ain't no such thing as it ain't happening. Either you want to change or you don't, yo. There's an excuse for everything. It's time to just put it forward, man. Follow people who can move you forward. Follow people who can nurture and build in you. Bro, I call Rashad. We talk all the time. We talk all the time. Rashad told me this one day. This how dope it is. He said, Trap, them IG reels going crazy. I said, I know, man. I've been putting them up there. I've been putting my reels up. He said, nah, you got to do some behind the scenes reels. I said, yeah? He said, yeah, you got to do some behind the scenes reels. People love to see behind the scenes. They want to see you going to work. I said, all right, cool. The next day, I had just got like 13 hoodies in for me. I did a quick little reel. Rashad said, damn, bro, you on my Explore page. I said, man, I do that shit like ASAP.
That's a fact.
I'm putting in action. I'm putting in action. You feel like he like, damn, bro, you on my Explore page already. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. This somebody who gonna, it's a brother to me. Somebody who gonna pour into me. Somebody who don't mind saying, yo, I know Trap and put this something I figured out putting in business. Trap, try this out. I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but it went crazy for me. You tried. The next day, I wound up on his Explore page. You know what that means? It worked. So be around people who feel like, don't be around a person like this. Man, put where the plug at? Put me on. Oh man, I don't even know. What? And I don't even know. I just saw you do it. I don't even know, man. You know that ain't even much. And I don't even know. What you mean? Don't be around that type of person. I'm around people that won't see me win, so I know I'm gonna win. Keep winning. Show, man.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
For sure, man.
Always magical moment, man. Whenever EYL and Wallstreet Trapper link up, man, even on an impromptu, man. Nah, I appreciate it, bro.
Always, man. I appreciate that again, man. Keep doing what y'all doing. Keep pushing the brand. Look at this, man. It's a Thursday night. It's a Wednesday night. You got 1,100 people on the live, man. That's impacting the culture, bro. Like, don't
financial literacy, man, is something that, like I said, man, it's the only thing that can save us at this point. And people are realizing that the education is the only thing that can save them. And the reason why I say that it's the only thing that can save them is because it saved me. Like, it saved me as far as, like, not saved me as far as, like, you know, I don't think I would be dead or in jail, but it saved me from having to work a job, but it saved me from, you know what I'm saying, like, having a mediocre life. It saved me. It saved my life from actually having a life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, me, I never had a job. And like, anybody knows my story. I never had a job. I've been an entrepreneur my whole entire life. So I don't really know like, for me, having a job is risky. That's risky because I'm not going to wake up at 7 o'clock. It's a risk that I might curse my boss out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a risk. So all I know is wake up and get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's all I know. I can only speak about things that I actually know. And I don't know what it would be like. I literally woke up yesterday. I thought it was Saturday. I thought it was Saturday. For 1 minute, I don't know why, but that's a blessing. That's a blessing. That's a blessing. I woke up on Tuesday and thought it was, because it don't matter. Because you know what? When you live in life how we live, whatever day you want it to be is that day. If I want it to be Sunday, then it's Sunday. It's
Sunday. That's a fact. And I think that's the important thing about financial literacy and learning how to invest. Like, this what y'all gotta do, yo. You gotta learn how to turn income into capital. You gotta learn how to turn income into capital. And what that's simply saying is the income that you make, when you turn it into capital, in the investing world, capital is money used to invest. Right? That's what capital is. Capital is money used to invest. You got to turn your income into capital, and the capital turns into ROI. Your capital got to turn into a return on investment. You feel me? So what I want y'all to do is, we got an Amber Alert in Georgia, yeah?
Damn, man, you got all kinds of Atlanta. What's going on out there, man?
This place never stops, bro. This place never stops, right? But you got to turn your income into capital. So what you got to do is take that income, learn how to invest, and then turn that income and put that income into an investment. It now becomes capital. The income that you put into your investment account is capital now. It's still money, but it's called capital in the investment world because that money is used to purchase assets. You feel what I'm saying? Then those assets, that capital now becomes a ROI. You want that capital to become a return on the investment. And what happens is every investment that you make buys back some of your time. The objective Why he don't care about Tuesday being a Sunday is because he owns his 24 hours. Listen to me. The person who owns the most of their time can then create the most wealth. The more time that you can own, the more wealth that you can create. And so now you put your time like this. How long will it take you to own your 24 hours? Will it take you 2 years? Will it take you 5 years? Will it take you 10 years? That should be the goal. For me, the goal was never how much money I can make. It was how much time can I own. I need to have time equity. I need to own as much of my time as possible. Because if I own my 24 hours, I don't care if it's Monday or Sunday. I don't care if it's Tuesday or Saturday. I don't care if it's Wednesday or Thursday. Because every day I'm blessed to say I get up and do what I want, when I want, how I want. That's the blessing for me. It's not about how much money I have. It's about how much time that I own. And I own my time by making the most investments. It's like the dude told it. Man, all of my money goes into the stock market. And for me, 60% of my wealth is in the stock market. And the reason why that is because I realized this. Once I started really studying great, wealthy people, when I studied, even looking at Warren Buffett, looking at Bill Gates, looking at Jeff Bezos, 65% of their money is in the stock, their wealth is in the stock market. 65 to 70%. So that told me that if that's what they doing, if that's the blueprint I'm following. I'm gonna follow the people who did it and did it well, right? You don't become top 5 richest people in the world by luck.
You know what's so crazy that you said that, because we did a YouTube live with Dave from Rec Philly. Shout out to Rec Philly. They got a dope event space in Philly. So we on a YouTube live and they asking us questions, and we was talking about investing, stocks, real estate. So one of the young lady that was on the YouTube live, she's like, are there any other ways that you can invest outside of stocks and real estate? So I'm like, what have you invested in? She was like, I haven't invested yet. So I'm like, all right, so 100% of probably 99.9% of the millionaires in the United States of America, and probably all over the world, but United States of America, have some real estate or some stock holdings. That's safe to say, right? So if you're just starting out and 100% of the millionaires have real estate or stock, why are you looking for an alternative outside of real estate and stocks? Like, we try to make things complicated, overcomplicate things. Like, you want me to tell you some crazy oil rig to invest in, and you ain't even investing in your 401k yet, and you try to invest in Bitcoin and precious metals and oil refinery. Like, it's like, yo, just keep it simple. Keep it simple.
It's simple for me, yo. Like, and that's like one of my biggest things is always, like, for me, I'm just following the people who came before me. That's all. I ain't doing nothing different, yo. I don't gotta listen. I'm not an inventor. I don't gotta try to create the next thing that's gonna change the world. That ain't what I'm good at, right? What I need to learn how to do is become the best investor that I can be. When I was in prison, during my time, that white dude told me this: wealthy people invest in stocks, real estate, and they start a business. So that was the mantra that I followed. If he'd have said real estate, stocks, I probably wouldn't be the Wallstreet Trapper. I probably would be the real estate trapper, because I followed the rule that he gave me. He said he said stocks, real estate, and start your business. The reason why he said stocks first and it made sense to me is because that's the easiest way. That has the lowest entry barrier. You know what I'm saying? You take your low, $20, $30, you put that in the stock market, it's going to work for you regardless. You know what I'm saying? Then you get into really, you start learning how to run a business and all that. But stocks was the easiest place to go. So I just followed that. It wasn't no need for me to try to, let me try to do. No, that's following. And I'm going to just get real good at it. And so now it's like, okay, like, all right, I got this much money in stocks. So, okay, what's the first thing I'm going to do now? I'm going to get my daughter, who at the time was 2, I'm going to start doing her the thing. Because if it took me to get in my, 30s to start it, let me start her even earlier. So if I had to get when I was 30, if I start her and she 2, imagine what she's going to be when she's 30. Okay, let me start this earlier. Now at 4 years old, she 150 in the market. At 4, the goal for me is to make her $1 million by the time she's 18. That's easy now. That's easy. That's easy. Okay, we're gonna get some real estate. Okay, what's the goal now? As soon as I do it and I get it good, cool. She'll get a piece of property too. The formula is there. It's not trigonometry. It's not calculus. It's not E equal E and MC squared equals this. It's buy stocks, buy real estate, start your business. It's simple, family. And I'm not trying to go the hard way. I'm trying to travel. If I can travel this path right here and I see it working, I'm gonna go with it. And then I'll learn other things. Okay, I've been in the stock market for so many years. Okay, now let me learn how to trade now. I've been in the market for 4, 5, 6, 7, however you. Okay, now let me start learning how to trade because this is another component. Okay, I've been doing buying whole real estate for this long. Maybe let me learn how to buy and flip a house, right? It's stages you go through. You take it step by step. The problem is we feel compelled to try to compete or live up to some standards or show people, hey, I'm flipping a house. Hey, I'm trading. Hey, I made this much money. That ain't my goal. My goal is to buy and own as much of my 24 hours as I can. The rest of the stuff gonna come later.
Yeah, and that's a fact. And like I was telling you, like, you know, when I got pulled over,
Mm-hmm.
today. And anybody doesn't know if you didn't watch my stories. So I'm driving, you know, I just shout out to PTG. I got a Range Rover recently. A special edition Range Rover, special color.
Small flex.
Small flex.
Small.
So I'm driving in my old neighborhood, and I got pulled over, but I didn't just get pulled over by like regular cop. I got pulled over by 4 off-duty police officers, like in like caravan cars, like off-duty cops, like wearing like what I'm wearing, like, you know what I'm saying, like
right.
With bulletproof vests and guns and all that. Like they had guns, they had the bulletproof vest, they had 4 cars. 4 cars came. So they called for backup and all that. And the dude like, yo, is this your car? I'm like, yeah, it's my car, bro. So he's like, yo, your registration, da-da-da. So he's like how you, like, what you do? I'm like, I make content, you know. I mean, now I'm just gonna play. I make content for a living. Like, I make content for, like, you know what I'm saying? Because now I'm just gonna have some fun with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm just gonna have some fun with it. Like, I make content for a living. But he was just amazed, like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? And I say that to say it's like the way that we are taught to make money is not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work to just go to school, get a degree, and get a job, and you think that's gonna make you a millionaire. You far gone. So the people that's thinking outside the box, the people that everybody was laughing at because they YouTubers and now they millionaires and now it's not funny anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I'm doing Instagram, when I have 500 followers and I'm making selfie videos 3 years ago, and it's like, but now it's not funny anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I was like, oh, that's what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? I was telling my trappers this the other day. So I brought somebody in the other day, somebody who helped me. Her name I Pretty. She helped me in the beginning of my brand when I was building my brand. And I bought. So when she was talking at the time, I had 40 people in the class. We wound up having like 80 people in the class, and she talked about an ebook. We talked about how she helped me put my ebook together. So I bought her ebook, How to Make $9K in 30 Days, for the 40 other people in my group. I bought it for them, and she broke down the process of how to create an ebook based on whatever you're doing, right? And the way she broke it down to my trappers and shit, and it was like, there's no reason why you shouldn't have another stream of income, right? And it goes back to the saying that I say, if you allow them to feed you, you give them permission to starve you. Say it again. If you allow them to feed you, yep, fat is my cousin, for sure. If you allow them to feed you, you give them permission to starve you. And what happens is, the basis of me making that statement was simple. When I was working my job, I used to tell them like, yo, I'm about to take off, you hear me? And they'll be like, well, you can't take off. I'll be like, yo, I'm not asking you to take off. I'm taking off. And whatever you're going to do after that, like, it's on you. You know what I'm saying? Because I had already, like, by me being a hustler, I was only working. I felt like I was only working because, you know, I couldn't hustle no more because I felt like, damn, I ain't got no bread. Like, I'm my back against the wall, right? And so I still had the hustle mindset. So I wound up, Like, you know, after I built the Falcon Stadium, I built like 2 more power plants, and I walked off the job to go all in on my brand. But what happens is this pandemic showed us one thing.
People don't. I think people you skipped over that. You built the Falcon Stadium because you tell me that every time I'm in Atlanta. But they see you now. They don't know you used to be a laborer, and you actually built the Atlanta the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. You were one of the laborers that built that stadium.
Yeah, I was an iron worker, right? So what iron working does is, so when you see like them big ass cranes in the air, and you see those big old iron vessels moving around, it's called beams. Like, I was the one up there 300, 400, 500 feet connecting that shit. You know what I'm saying? I was the one, like, when you see power plants put together, I'm gonna post a picture tomorrow. Throwback Thursday. I'm gonna post a picture tomorrow of me being 400.
Because they gotta know that. They gotta know it because they see you as Wallstreet Trapper. They see you with 400,000 Instagram followers, and they think like. But just a couple years ago, it wasn't like that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Nah,
you can change. You can your life can change quick. Your life can change quickly. You could become a millionaire in 1 year. I've been telling people that like it could change very, very quickly. You did 10 years in jail.
Yeah.
You're a convicted felon.
Yeah.
You were a iron worker.
Yeah.
And now you're Wallstreet Trapper.
Walked off the job to do this. I was making $120,000 a year, and I left doing that. I left that because I felt like I was working too much. Even on the Falcon Stadium, I was doing 7 days a week, 12, 14 hours a day. And so you'd be like, yeah, you know, damn, Trap, you was making $2,500 a week, but just imagine working 14 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's a lot. With a harness on that weigh about 40, 50 pounds, I got all them tools on it. I'm in the air. I'm doing something. I had just had my little one. And I was like, yo, like, there's no way possible I can be a great dad if I'm working 14, 15 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's impossible, right? So, and I left that. I built 2 more power plants in Louisiana because I wanted to be closer to my daughter in New Orleans. So I was like, I was making, depending on where I was at, anywhere between $28 and $35 an hour, plus overtime, plus per diem, you dig? So it was like, man, it's too much time. Like, I can't be with my daughter. So I was like, all right. So I used to take off on purpose. Like, man, I'm going to be with my daughter, man. I don't care what y'all talking about. Because I never wanted nobody to have control over me. And I remember, you know, I was investing my money. And I remember, again, my friend Danielle, she showed me how to write an ebook. I was posting content on the gram, and she showed me how to write an ebook. And I was like, yo, this is hard. And I remember I wrote my second ebook. When I wrote my second ebook, I was like, yo, I got something. Because people was like, yo, the way you talk, bro, like, I can understand it. And I remember this. I remember going to work one night. I was working on a night shift building this power plant. I remember going to work one night. It was in Lake Charles. I remember going to work one night. I was working from 4 in the evening to 3 in the morning, to 4 in the morning. And I remember going to work one night, and it was like, hey, yo, we need y'all to cut y'all beards, yo, because we're going to be working around some stuff called galvanize, right? So galvanize is the stuff they put on the iron so it don't get rusty. And I was like, cut my beard? I'm not cutting my beard. I've been had this thing since 2005. I'm not cutting this, man. You tripping, you hear me? And so the man was like, well, you know, if y'all don't cut it, you know, you got to go home. So I said, all right, well, I'll go home then. So I came back the next day, and he was like, yo, if you don't cut your beard, you're going to be suspended for 3 days. I said, well, let me ask you a question. If I get suspended for the 3 days, when I come back, do I still got to cut my beard? Because I already took the reprimand. He was like, yeah. I was like, all right, let me get my box, you hear me? He was like, what? I said, yeah. Let me just get my box. I'm gone. I actually told him something else. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I remember. But while I was working that job, I remember 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, me being on Instagram, commenting on Earn Your Leisure page. I remember 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, commenting on somebody else's page, literally taking my lunch breaks, my moments. We don't got no iron hanging. All right, let me sit. I'm 300 feet in the air, man. Let me put my phone on right quick. Spending 2, 3 hours just leaving valuable comments on people's page. Like, damn, who is this dude, Wallstreet Trapper, making this comment, doing that? Literally doing a 12-hour shift. I was taking 4 hours of that 12-hour shift. I'm commenting on people's page. So I had my 2 ebooks, and I was like, nah, man, get my box, I'm gone. He was like, what? I said, man, get my box, I'm gone. He was like, you not gonna cut your hair? I'm like, nah, I'm not cutting my hair, man. You tripping, y'all don't own me. These people own y'all. They don't own me, fam. So this is what I did. I quit the job. I got my stuff in the car. I called my partner and them in Las Vegas. They was building the Vegas stadium. I said, bro, I'm about to come out to Vegas with you. He said, all right, cool. I said, what they paying y'all? He said, man, they getting paid 38 hours, $38 an hour. They working 10 hours a day, but they only working 6 days. They not working 7, and they only paying us $300 per diem. I said, all right, cool. I'm gonna come out there. And then I sat back and I thought about it. I said, nah, Trap. We going further away from my daughter. I said, man, nah. I said, don't worry about it, fam. I'm about to go all in on myself. He said, what? I said, yeah, my business from the trap to Wall Street. I said, I'm about to take this shit all the way up, bro. Like, I ain't turning around. He said, man, you tripping. I remember taking all my tools, just like $1,400 worth of tools and my toolbox. I called my partner and I said, bro, come get these tools. I don't need them no more. He said, what you doing? I said, man, I quit. I'm not doing this shit ever again in my life, dog. I'm going all in on myself, dog. I said, I'm a hustler. I ain't never let nobody feed me. I'm going all in on myself. Take these fucking tools. I don't need them no more. I gave them my tools. I gave them all of my shit. And I ain't turned back since. And after that, I'm going to tell you something. We will refuse. I want y'all to listen to this well. I went from making $120,000 a year to having multiple months where I made $120,000. Find one thing in this world that you're willing to go all in on and don't second guess yourself. Go all in on it. And I'm telling you that a lot of shit made me second, like, man, should I really do it? Like, damn, like, all right, I ain't gonna cut my bill, but let me go get another job. I went through every emotion. I went through every feeling. Like, man, I'm about to go back, man. Fuck that. Like, I got a little one. And I remember calling my daughter mama, like, look, all the stuff I was doing before, I might can't do it, but I'm gonna pay for school. The school costs $150 a week. Give me a minute. Give me about 6-7 months. I'm gonna pay for school. But you know, the money I wasn't on child support, man. My daughter mother is amazing for that. I wasn't on child support, but I was just giving her like $300-400 a week plus paying for school. I was like, look, just give me I'm about to go all in on myself. She said, man, I believe in you, man. You ain't never did no sucker shit. Handle your business. I'm like, say less. I knew that pressure wasn't on me like that. I went all in on myself. And I started I was doing the same work ethic I had, getting up every day, going to work 10-12 hours with somebody else. I would get up in the morning, comment on people's page, create content, talk to people, find something people to go all in on yourself. Don't think that the money that them people paying you from that job, you can do that for yourself, yo. You can do that for yourself. What happens is, and I want y'all to know this, when you go to work, that takes away the 8 to 10 hours a day. You could be building relationships and working on your business. Because it's real hard mentally and emotionally to get off of a job and then go to building your business. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's real hard. But at some point, in order for you to take yourself to the next level, you're going to have to leave that job. You're going to have to burn that ship. You're going to have to say, it's all or nothing. You're going to have to say, either it's going to work or I'm going to die. 100%. Either it's going to work.
Get rich or die trying. Get rich or die trying.
All my credit cards, I had 4 credit cards. I said, all right, this is how much it cost me to live. And I'm not going to lie and say I didn't have no money in the bank. I had about $8,000 in the bank, but I had literally, at this time, I had like $60,000 in the stock market. This is what I told myself. I will max out every credit card and sell every stock I own before I go back to that job. I was willing to do that. So you got to put it in your mind that you're willing to go all in at all costs to see your dream and your vision come through. If you put that type of energy into the universe, man, the universe is going to reward you. And now I'm built a great friendship, a brotherhood with Rashad, Ian, dudes who I was putting it in. The universe attracted me to them. We started building. And listen, we talking 400,000 followers later, man. We talking about a whole community later, man. We talking about impacting thousands and thousands of people's lives in a 2-year time span. We talking about me going from making 120,000 a year to having months where I've made 120,000 in a month. My whole year, 10. And this is the thing, I did it on my
modest.
time.
That's being modest.
Stop it. But I hope that did something for somebody, man. I know it was kind of off topic, but I hope that did something for somebody, man. Your greatness is up to you, man, for sure. In the circle you're around, because now me seeing Rashad and me talking to, and let me not forget Troy, like me talking to Troy all the time, like all of that. They pour my bro from Hood Estates. I'm around people who pour into me all the time, who help me. I know sometimes Rashad them be like, oh God, Trap, look what is Trap doing. You know, I'm that guy. Like I don't got it all together yet. I still do trap and shit sometimes. But it's because they hold me accountable. You know, they hold me accountable.
Oh man, there's only one Wallstreet Trapper, man.
Man, look, I know, man, listen, I know we wound up getting into, man, we got 1,400 people on here, man.
Nah, that's amazing. And these badges, shout out to everybody that gave a badge. This is my first time doing it with a badge. This is dope. Man. This is dope, man. Nah, 1,500 people damn near on, like you said, a random Wednesday for financial literacy, and just bigger than financial literacy, just inspiration, motivation. I think I didn't really even intend for this to go that direction, but I'm glad. You know, that's just God speaking through you and using you as a vessel. And you know, I think his story is just so inspirational, man. And it's so many people that can relate to that. And I think that's why the people have really championed you, because, you know, shout out to my man Nacho Benga. It's like, you know, the underdogs, man. The underdog. People always root for the underdogs in a movie, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man, my guy said, he said, man, I knew he was sick, and my man felt a little under the weather, man. I called him every day. You know what I'm saying? Bro, you need me. You need something. The wife needs something. Bro, I'm a genuine dude. Like, here's the thing, bro. Like, I know people who poured into me. For my birthday, man, Neo didn't even, that man popped up in Miami and just surprised me. You know what I'm saying? So it's about building them good relationships. You know what I'm saying? It's about, you know, even Rashad, when Rashad come out, like, yo, let's go work out, bro. I want to be around people who can reciprocate the thing. How many times we've been in relationships with people, we feel like we pouring in. Ain't nobody pouring back into us. You know what I'm saying? So now you doing all the pouring, you pouring into people, you giving people your all. And when it's time for you to get that fill up, because you human, you need that. Nobody ain't there for you. I can honestly say everybody in my circle, we talk at least once or twice a day. Real talk, no BS. What's up? What you doing? I'm checking on you. What's good with you? Not once a month, not once a week. And I'm not saying you got to do that, but my circle, it's not a day go by that I don't hear from her. It's not a day go by that I'm not pouring. I'm not checking. Oh, this day almost over. Yo, what's good? I told Rashad 6, 7, 8 times during the day. You know what I'm saying? You know, your circle is important. Your energy is important. Believe in yourself, man. And it's nothing you can't do out here. Like this Instagram, social media, YouTube, all of this has put the playing field, is leveled the playing field, man.
It's the best thing in the world, man. Like my brother Wallow said, shout out to Wallow, and it's like, yo, a cell phone can change your life, man. You can get rich off a cell phone. And it's true. It's true. And it's like, you know, for us to be in a position to actually be able to reach people, and that's the great thing about life. Is like everybody's got this story. Everybody's got a story to tell, and you never know who you can inspire, and you never know, you know, who has similar experiences. You never know who might have, you know, be an iron worker. There might be an iron worker right now that might have thought about, you know, leaving their job, but they got a nice salary, and you might have just inspired them to maybe go a little harder on their business. You know what I'm saying?
Look, Ian said, man, talked to Trap the other day. He gave me 3 ideas at midnight. Man, listen, that's, you know, that's how I am, man. Like, I'm telling y'all, man, like, my thing, like, real talk, this is my thing for real, yo. I overcame so much with the help of God, man, in my life. I'm talking about almost kidnapped twice, like literally halfway in the trunk. Real talk, no bullshit. get found not guilty, done been through so much trauma and pain, bro, to where I'm not living like that no more. And I'm around genuine people, man, every day for me is a blessing, yo. Every day. Like, yo, I don't want to argue with nobody. I don't want to fuss with nobody. Eat the beauty one. What's up, queen? I don't want to argue with nobody. I don't want to fuss with nobody. Bro, I just want to live. I want to be happy, bro. Like, I told Rashad today when the dude got killed from, I saw the dude got killed from Dallas, the rapper. I text Rashad and I said, damn, bro, can we normalize getting old with our kids? Like, can we normalize that? Like, can that be the thing now? Can the thing now be, yo, like, you know, because we done made it from the streets. Like, a lot of dudes that's rapping and stuff, you made it from the streets. You made some money, bro. Like, your kids deserve you. And I say that all the time. Like, my daughter deserves me. Like, I go through withdrawals once I ain't seen my daughter in a week. I be like, well, I gotta go. I don't care what my plans is. I gotta go see my daughter. I gotta be with my daughter. I need that. I need that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yo, for me, however, and I'm telling y'all this, however I can bring value to the people around me, it's a given. It's a given. However I can bring value to the people around me, it's a given. Because when they win, here's how I live my life. What I talk to Ian about, if he win at that, you know what happens? My wealth is associated with Ian winning. Not on a scale where I'm gonna say, yeah, I did that for Ian, but I know 5, 10 years from now, he can be like, man, boy, Trap told me this, man, that shit took me here. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Like, that's what make me feel good, knowing that I can bring value to the people who are around me. If I can do that, man, I'm good. Because my life not on the line. I don't go to sleep worrying about nobody, the people kicking my door in no more. I don't go to sleep saying, well, I can't do this. Let me have a pistol on side me. Well, let me put this behind the door. Man, I can't go. I don't live my life like that no more. I live my life now in so much abundance. And it's like I attract money. I attract wealth. I attract good people. I attract good business. I'm around it. I attract it. I talk about it. And the people in my circle are them type of people. I know the people around me not on no bullshit.
Yo, you know what? I just got a random thought, and this is something. So, you know, everybody knows I'm in the financial services industry. So, I never forget years ago. I was in the office in Park Avenue, and this Jewish guy, he was like the biggest financial advisor in the office that I was at. Like, he was bringing in like millions of dollars a year. So everybody knew him. He was like a real bigwig. So I'll never forget. He was in the bathroom. We was all in the bathroom, and there was a new head of the office, like a managing the partner of the office or whatever. So one of the guys, you know, like they was washing their hands or whatever, and he was like, yeah, you know, X, Y, and Z, you know, this person just came on and she's a pain in the ass. Da, da, da. He said, stop. He said, stop. He said, stop. He said, you're talking something negative right now, and my brain cannot process anything negative. He said, stop. I don't even want to, like, I can't hear no evil, say no evil. Like, I can't process it. And I never forget that, because I'm like, damn, he didn't even allow himself to even partake in any gossip, anything that was going to take him off the track of what he was actually doing. And it was no coincidence that he was the most successful person in the office, where the other people sitting around and they talking about people all day and going back and forth. And I relate that to social media. It's like, how many people go on these websites, these blog sites, and argue with people in the comments for hours and debate people and da-da-da-da and curse people out online. And it's like, you're broke. No, it's a fact. It's a fact.
Listen, what that thing is they say in school, man, empty wagons make the most noise, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, even we like that. Like, I can honestly say we've had a million conversations, whether it's me, you know, the whole crew, but we don't be on no negative shit. You know, we have our jokes, we have our laughs. Shout out to Smalls, what's good, King? But we don't never have them conversations, because that shit not acceptable over here. It's not acceptable. I can't come to Rashad and say, man, bro, man, the algorithm messing over me, dog. Man, you know this. You'll be like, Trap, what you doing? What are you doing, Trap? Nah, but I'm gonna call you back, Trap. That's not it. Your energy bad. Like I be telling people all the time, man, check your energy. Man, check your energy, fam.
And Trap's such a loyal. Like I tell Trap all the time, you know, he's a street guy, so he still carries those street code ethics, where it's like, you know, he sticks up for his friends, he sticks up for people that he loves, and it's like even people like sometimes people like they might say bad things about us, and he's like it gets him, you know, riled up, and I'd be like, yo, don't even worry about that, man. It ain't even not to entertain, like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like negative energy is only gonna weigh you down, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like that's just real, like, you know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of times it'd be like it's not some things. Most things are not even worth entertaining. It's not even worth entertaining because it's like when you really think about it, you realize that most of the time the people that's hating is fans for real. Like when I said, like, you know, some say hate is confused admiration. It really, a lot of times it's just confused admiration. They really admire you, but they don't really understand. They don't know how to actually express themselves properly. A lot of times we dealing with pain, especially Black people. We got a lot of pain. That's why for me, like, you know, I be having more empathy. Like, you know what I'm saying? When I see people now, it's like somebody say something crazy, and I really, like, I know mentally something not right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I look at it from a situation like, nah, that person's in pain more than anything, or he really want to get close, or he want to be on the platform, and he want to do this. So it's not really so much. He don't really hate me. He actually, it's just confused. It's confused admiration. He don't know how to fully express it.
That's a fact. Ian said we be having to calm Trap down. Because, like, I just feel like, bro, like, and this how I feel, though. Like, I've poured so much into y'all. Y'all poured so much into me. We invested in one another, right? Like, and I'm not the person to just be cool with people all the time. So, like, if I hear somebody say something bad about y'all, I got to say something. Because if I come back and tell y'all somebody said something, the first thing you should ask me is, why did they feel comfortable saying that shit around you?
Yeah,
what kind of conversation y'all had where that shit was even acceptable to come out their mouth? You feel what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, nah, fam, like, you got an issue, bro? Like, what's good? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's down, fam? Like, what's your problem? You know what I'm saying? Because here's what I know. I know that we out here just doing good to our people. Like, we not out here scamming people. We not out here being this, bro, like, they don't understand. Like, the people get the finished product. They don't understand the research that Troy doing. They don't understand the balance Troy had between being a husband, a father. They don't researching for this. They don't understand how you bring your son to AAU and doing this. They don't understand how I gotta fly back to New Orleans, come here. Oh, I still gotta do trapping too. I still gotta make content. They don't understand how Ian in homeschooling Xander all day and then still making 15 slides to go on.
Ian is the father of the year. I still don't understand how he does that. Like,
you feel me?
To be doing homeschool all day, every day.
They don't understand that. All they get is the finished product. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I can't have nobody talking about my people if I know my people doing good work out here. You know what I'm saying? So no, that shit not gonna be acceptable to me at all. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, instead of you putting that type of energy out, I want you to say, damn, bro, like, them dudes really putting on, because I know what we doing. Like, I know this ain't no, I know y'all just don't, oh yeah, bro, let's just go do market Mondays, bro, let's do this. Like, I know the relationship you building. I know the conversations you having. You know what I'm saying? I know that what you putting out there to make this shit what it is, bro. Like, this ain't easy. This 2 years of blood, sweat, and tears. This come from iPhones to having $10,000 worth of equipment to make a real, you know what I'm saying? I know what y'all putting in. This ain't no easy. You know what I'm saying? So, and then what happens now is when you tell that story, like, yo, we did this with an iPhone, and now we got, you know, however much in, like, that's somebody who thought about putting a podcast together saying, I can do it. You feel me? That's somebody saying, man, I ain't never invested in stock before, but shit, from seeing Wallstreet Trapper and Ian and y'all talk about it, I know I can do it. I ain't never heard of futures before, but I hear Ian talk about it all the time. I can do it. I ain't never heard about dividends or whatever what Trap talk about, but I can do it. So it's a transition to saying, yo, we all got a story. This is how we connect. This is what's possible. And I think that's what we represent. I think we represent what's possible on the level that's attainable. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what people need to see. And that's what people enjoy. And that's what people love. Because now, bro, I literally was talking to my assistant today. And I got excited. I said, man, people really fuck with me. She was like, excuse me, sir? I was like, man, really fuck with me. You don't really understand. It's Wallstreet Trapper shit serious. So she's like, what are you talking about? So I sent her a clip from somebody from Trapping Tuesdays. It was inside of a whipping pot. And he said, I'm whipping this shit up like Wallstreet Trapper. And he had me on Trapping Tuesdays going on while he was whipping the thing up. And I said, that made me feel so good to know, like, yo, we pouring into like, what we doing is real. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, the reason why I'm always happy, I'm always smiling, because I get to use those same experiences from the street and package that into this message, and people get it, bro. Like, that's what purpose is, man. And I'm gonna tell y'all this, man. I know we've been on how much I'm gonna go, bro. But I'm gonna say this. Your purpose has nothing to do with you and everything to do with other people. So many other people's success is tied to your purpose. And when you don't walk in your purpose, you deny people of their success. Say that again. Your purpose has nothing to do with you. And it has everything to do with other people, because your purpose is attached to other people's success. When you don't walk in your purpose, you don't allow other people to be successful. If Earn Your Leisure doesn't start this podcast, how many people be awoke to financial literacy? If Wallstreet Trapper doesn't start this, how many people will understand, like, yo, I really need to be investing my money? So our purpose has nothing to do with us. Nothing. Somebody else's purpose is what our success is attached to. But our purpose is attached to so many other people's success, man. So that's why we got to keep going. So they got 1,400 people on here, 1,200 people on here. I need y'all to be walking on y'all purpose, because if for those people, there's other people's success that's tied to y'all.
And you can't be scared either. I remember I told Troy, Troy tells the story all the time. Like, I told him a long time ago, I said, look, you're not going to be working your job no more. I'm going to make sure that. I'm going to make sure you're not working your job no more. So now, you know what I'm saying, he's not working his job. But I remember like a couple years ago, Troy, Troy's Jamaican. So he comes from a West Indian family, and, just hard workers. If you know a Jamaican, they got 3 jobs since they 8 years old. Like, they just work. Like, they know what I'm saying? They're good people. They just know about work. He's not really from an entrepreneur background. So I was always telling him, like, yo, nah, you're gonna be doing this full time. And then I remember, he was always like, nah, I'm calling. My calling is to teach. My calling is to teach. And I'm like, I told him, I said, look, no disrespect, but I'm like, there's millions of physical education teachers. Anybody could be a physical education teacher, but only a select few can actually change the world. I'm like, you can change the world. Like, you know what I'm saying? Your mission, your purpose on life is bigger than being a physical education teacher. Like, you got the ability to change the world. And to see, like, that's true. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, even him, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now he's transitioned with, this is full time now. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, for me, that's just dope to see his transition. Because like I said, I always was an entrepreneur, but he wasn't always an entrepreneur. So to go from education to now educating, but now you're educating millions of people. It's like, what if he would have had that mindset of like, nah, I can't leave my job.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it would have never happened.
I remember telling Troy that so many times. Like, I remember when I did the podcast and we built. I remember Troy was like, "Yo, this is classic." I was like telling y'all, like, bro, like, nah, like, what y'all doing is for real. And then once we started building our relationship, I remember telling Troy, like, Troy, you gotta leave the job, Troy. I was like, Troy, like, Rashad can't just do it by herself. Like, you gotta leave the job. And then when the pandemic happened, I was like, Troy, like, you gotta leave. Like, it's time. I was like, the pressure on. And then I remember when he did it, he called me like, I did it, Trap. I was like, what you did? He was like, it ain't no going back. And I knew what that meant because I was there before. You know what I'm saying? I know that feeling of I'm excited, but I'm like, did I just do that shit? Like, did I just make up my mind to say that? And here's the thing for me too, though. For me, the scariest part wasn't just leaving my job. That was the easy part. I'm gonna just be honest with you. The scariest part for me was saying, I'm gonna leave my job, go back to New Orleans, and not get back in the streets at all. That was the hard part. That was the scary part for me. The scary part, and please let me, I wasn't no El Chap or nothing like that. Please let me get, I'm not telling that type of fairy tale story, right? I was just, a street dude, just doing what street dudes do. And so for me, it was saying, I'm gonna quit my job. That's the easy part. The hard part, back to my culture, my hood. Well, not my hood, because my hood ain't been the same in years. But my culture, my city, where I know how to get around. And I'm not gonna get back in the street no matter how hard this shit get. Because if I get back in the street, I'm not dedicated to the mission like I say I am. I don't believe in it like I say I am. If I go back to the street, then I'm not walking in my purpose. I'm trying to do this shit on my own. And I can't do that. I can't do that. So for me, it was saying, I'm 100% vested in this. 100% invested in this. 100%. So, again, I just was a regular dude in the street just doing, making it work. So I was like, I'm not going to dedicate myself to that no more. I'm going to just 100% believe in my vision. I'm going to 100% walk in my purpose. And here we are 2 years later, and I can honestly say it was the best investment and the best risk that I ever took.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, man.
Wallstreet Trapper. We went overtime, man.
For sure, man. For sure, man. So I'm going to just tell y'all good night, man. I got work to do, man. You heard me?
Me too, man. Me too, man.
I got work to do. I'm going to tell y'all this. Man, Wallstreet Trapper and Rashad got something real sweet coming, man.
Cooking.
Oh,
Chef
man.
Curry with the pot, boy.
Wallstreet Trapper, man. Shout out to the legend Kenny Burns, man. Listen, King, I'm in Atlanta. I moved back out here, man. I definitely would love to collab with you, brother.
He's on the check-in? Kenny's on the check-in?
He said legends.
That's my brother right there, man. Kenny Burns, man.
I listened to y'all episode. Rashad talks amazing about you. Man, I definitely would love to connect with you, King, for real, for real.
Yeah, we got to make that happen, man. We got to make that happen for sure. Trap, my brother, I appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, man. I hit you in a group chat, man.
All right, bro.
My graduates from my school being Forbes, bag drop.
Bag drop.
A mic drop, bag drop.
Bag drop.